Oh my goodness, happy Thursday. It's the Prop Queen Ariel Epstein, and we are ready. Our breaking news to start the show. Happy hour starts 5 p.m. The Dallas Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons, their linebacker, to the Green Bay Packers. Wow. Micah Parsons, $47 million per year contract is officially in the range of quarterback money, having surpassed Patrick Mahomes. This is insane. I can't believe that the Cowboys are this dumb. Holy crap, how are the Cowboys so dumb? You just let go one of your best players. Honestly, I could argue that Micah Parsons is more important than Dak Prescott. This is ridiculous. The Cowboys, I actually thought had value to win the division. Now, bye-bye. It's annoying because I really wanted to be low on the Commanders this year. Everyone's high on the Commanders and sophomore slump. It's a thing, people. So I am very shocked. Micah Parsons is officially a Green Bay Packer and leaving the Dallas Cowboys. They are absolute idiots. Anyway, we've got a loaded show today. I'm very excited because we're going to be joined by former ECU quarterback Holton Ahlers coming up in just a little bit, as the ECU-NC State game, for anyone that doesn't know, is a very big deal, especially for ECU people. So Holt knows a thing or two about that NC State rivalry. And then coming up, we've got Mark Zinno. He'll talk more college football. We've got Major League Baseball too, just a few games. And then later on, Coach James Young going to come and talk WNBA, because we've got 3 games on the slate for the W as well. So we are locked and loaded, ready to go. We've got picks galore. And we've got a quarterback joining the show. So coming up now, just to start things off, and he knows he's very good friends with one of my running backs. I'm bringing on the great Holton Ahlers. What's up, Holt?
What's up? Thanks for having me. Huge Micah Parsons news, by the way. That was the first time me hearing it, too, so that's insane.
It literally broke as soon as I hit go live. So I can't believe that they're letting go of their literal best player. But the NFC East for you, they don't know what the hell they're doing in Dallas, and Jerry Jones is sick all the time, and we don't know about it. But I want to talk about your Pirates, because I know it's a huge deal down there. I'm actually shocked you're indoors. I'm sure at Carter Finley that place is insane. I heard there was a little bit of drama going on down there in Greenville. So what do you know about how ready those Pirates are for tonight?
We're ready. Look, I mean, no matter what, look, there's always going to be a little noise around the game. Look, that's what rivalries are. And it's important, to this fan base, and it's important to this region. As you know, North Carolina as a whole loves football. East North Carolina really loves football. And that's why Pirates fans are so, passionate about it. Once you get in the triangle, there's Duke, there's Carolina, there's States. We don't know about them, who pulls for who. But once you cross east of 95, it's the Pirates.
I'm not going to make you bet or anything for this, but I know that the Pirates are catching double-digit points. Are the Wolfpack that good that they should be a double-digit favorite?
I don't know. And look, I'll tell you my bets. I love college football betting. So Holton Ahlers Show, the podcast, me and my co-host, we did best bets last year. We went 173. So we felt good about it. We tried to learn from you when you were on the podcast. But I think, to answer your question, look, I think NC State's really good. They're always going to recruit good. The thing about college football nowadays is you don't know how good anyone is or how bad anyone is until the season starts, because there's so many transfers. State pretty much lost their whole 2 deep at DB. We pretty much lost our whole 2 deep at DB. So who went out and got transfer DBs? We both did. So we don't know. They could be trash. They could be good. We don't know. The bets that I like, though, I like Anthony Smith, anytime touchdown scorer, the ECU receiver. He's their explosive guy. He actually played 3 years at NC State, so it's kind of his homecoming.
Ooh, we love a revenge spot.
JDB, John David Baker, the East Carolina offensive coordinator, loves to take a deep shot early, and the double move guy for the Pirates has been Anthony Smith since he's been there. So I'd expect him to get a shot early and hope he connects.
I love to hear that. I know that ECU, I know that last year they had an interim head coach after Mike Houston was let go. What can we know about year 1.5 about your new, I guess now labeled head coach?
Yeah, I think he fits the mold of what Eastern North Carolina is. And I think that's why the fan base fell in love with him so much. Why he got the interim tag taken away is because he deserved, he rallied the fan base, he rallied the team in not a dark era, because it really wasn't a dark era. It was just a dark time. We lost a couple games in a row. The fan base was kind of getting old with my, former head coach, Mike Houston. So yeah, I think he fits the mold of what East Carolina is looking for. He's a North Carolina guy. He understands blue collar, hard work. You're not giving anything. And they've kind of embodied that, and the team's embodied that. Obviously, they still got buddies on the team, and I mean, they love him. This area loves him, and Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm excited to see tonight. I mean, interim head coach and head coach are two different things. We had Ruff McNeil, the old ECU coach, who's now with NC State on, and he was an interim at one time. And I asked him, what is the difference? He said there is a difference for sure because you have no pressure as an interim. You can go for it on fourth down. You don't got to kick the field goal. Tonight, you got to see though. Coach Harrell was super risky, super aggressive last year as an interim, but now as the head coach, game one at a rival, what are you going to do?
What do we know about the quarterback situation at East Carolina? Because I know there was a bit of a quarterback duel in the preseason.
Yeah, so Caden Howes is going in. He's the guy. He didn't start last year. He's a Michigan State transfer. Started at Michigan State as true freshman. Transferred to ECU. Was supposed to be the guy. Kind of lost that battle midway through last year. Ended up becoming the starter. Went 5-1 as a starter. Played really, really well. Him and Coach Harrell have kind of been a package duo since then. Then in the offseason, we had a Big Ten starting quarterback, an SEC starting quarterback, and Mike Wright, who's probably one of the fastest players in college football. So Caden's the guy, and ECU fans know Caden's the guy. The team knows Caden's the guy. Mike Wright knows Caden's the guy. But Mike Wright's going to get in the game. He's going to get touches, whether that's at receiver, at quarterback, at running back, catching punts. We've heard all sorts of things. I mean, he's hit 23 miles an hour during practice. So he's one of the elite athletes in college football, and he's going to get touches tonight.
How much do you believe the Pirates can cover?
Enough to put money on it. So I truly believe it. I think the Pirates got a chance to win. It really just comes down to defense. That might be my heart talking. I don't really know, but I know we can cover. I think I got it at 14.5. And I think it's easy money. I've said all along, if you're an ECU fan, you got to take the spread. That's a lot. Look, we played them last year in the bowl game and won. So,
that my first year and this is going back, Holt was in high school. So I was very excited that I get to cover Holt through high school, college, and now get to see him in his professional life. But when you were in high school and my first year covering ECU-NC State, ECU upset State.
Yes.
So though, because you've been in this rivalry, you've gotten to be part of this your entire life as the quarterback under center and someone who's new at quarterback for this team in East Carolina. How much pressure is it? Is that moment going to be too big? How is that feeling?
I think it's vice versa. I don't think there's any pressure on ECU. What's the pressure on ECU? We're not supposed to be the big dog. We're 14.5 points or whatever it's moved to now, underdogs. And we're going in there with nothing to lose with a first-year head coach. We're projected to lose by 2 touchdowns. As a former quarterback, the pressure's on the 19-year-old starting sophomore quarterback for NC State because if he loses his home opener and loses ECU 2 in a row, Coach Dorn, NC State didn't have that good of a year last year. If they lose to ECU, a rival, game one, who they're supposed to be better,
they're going to call for Dorn to be fired if that happens.
That's what I'm saying. So what's the pressure on ECU? I don't think there's any pressure. I think you go into it, and that's why I have Anthony Smith anytime touchdown. He's their explosive guy. I think they're just going to go out there and just let it rip.
I love that mindset. I know Lewis Creech asking, how's the stadium atmosphere going to be tonight in NC State and Raleigh? Are you going to be there? I know it's starting 2 hours.
So we do the call-in show with Pirate Radio after the game. So ECU fans call into the show and talk about it. And I'm one of the hosts on that. So staying back, having a couple of the old teammates here in Greenville watch it. But, yeah, I wish I was there. The atmosphere, though, I will say 2019, game one, I played at NC State. I was a sophomore at the time. And the atmosphere is electric. A night game will be even more. There's hype around. It's a Thursday night. So, it's going to be electric.
Especially because it's really just an hour and 20 trip over from Greenville. Holt, before I let you go, you're good friends with Keaton Mitchell, Ravens running back. You were his quarterback. You got to watch Keaton, and unfortunately he had a terrible injury, which he came off of, and now he's looked really good, especially this preseason. How is Keaton Mitchell feeling, and what can we expect from him this year?
He's feeling great. He's actually going to be at the game tonight. I was talking to him just a few hours ago when we were texting, and, he's going to be there. So he's feeling great. He looked great in the preseason. Everything that I've heard and talked to with him, I mean, I just know how he is. He's going to bounce back. He was telling me he's literally hit higher miles per hour after his injury than he was before. So he was pretty fast before, but evidently he's faster after.
Damn. Okay. I'm excited. I actually am taking him really deep in drafts because Derrick Henry's rushing yards prop is way too low for me. So I feel like something's going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't want that to happen, but I'm very nervous about Derrick Henry this year. So Keaton Mitchell is such an explosive option. And my dog's saying hello. Holton Ahlers, go enjoy the game tonight. Thank you so much for your insights. And hopefully we'll have you back on soon.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, go Pirates.
It's so crazy when you get to watch people. Marley, enough. She wants to eat. She wants to eat. It's very crazy. I've gotten to cover Holt since he was in high school. So getting to see him through his college career, and now he's venturing into the media space. It's awesome to get those roles reversed. Yes, Joseph Rodriguez. I know I said it literally off the top of the show that Micah Parsons is a Packer. And to talk about that, let's bring on the great Mark Zinno, who is joining the show now. We're going to talk Major League Baseball, college football, but he does the NFL too. I cannot believe that the Cowboys are dumb enough to get rid of Micah Parsons.
Well, we don't know what they got in return. I would assume it's multiple first-round picks. Packers Super Bowl future is probably going through the roof right now. I can only imagine what those numbers are starting to move and how quickly they're starting to move. But it's a peculiar move. Look, I mean, they turned down a 5-year, $200 million deal, which would have kept him in Dallas for the next 6 seasons because agents advise against a 6-year deal because the second one makes it that much harder to get. This was probably the only way Micah was going to get on the field by week 1 was to be in another uniform. And I'm kind of it was funny because, I do work for ESPN and we were having a conversation about Trey Hendrickson and I named 4 teams that should call up the Bengals and trade, and the Packers were at the top of my list. As a matter of fact, I have it right here. I wrote it down. The Packers were at the top of my list. They were 12th in cap space. They had plenty of need on defense for a player like him. Their offense is going to be set. I love the Packers to win the NFC North before this trade. Now I really like them to win the NFC North. And they may be probably the second favorite by the end of this day. By the time your show is over, they may be the second favorite to win the NFC when it's all said and done. So don't be surprised if those numbers move that quickly.
They're 13-1 right now on
that's
FanDuel.
Going to 6-1.
What?
That'll cut in half.
So 13-1 right now on FanDuel, and still the dogs behind the Lions. But actually, no. Packers now favored to win the division, plus 175. Lions plus 190.
Yeah, they're now the favorite. I mean, that you knew that was coming.
I mean, it's close, but that's still pretty crazy for them to jump them. But that is how impactful Micah Parsons is for this now Green Bay Packers defense. And it's sad because I did actually like the Cowboys, but no longer do I like the Cowboys.
Well, that may be good for my Giants over 4.5 total wins this year.
Oh, wow. That is crazy. Yeah. You're high on the Giants?
No,
like high enough.
I mean, so when it first came out, right, one sports book opened it at 3.5, which is absolutely insane. I've never seen a 3.5 for a season win total, ever. It's just too low. I missed the 3.5. I got the 4.5 within 35, 40 minutes, and I just jumped right on the 4.5 out of principle because you just don't see numbers that low. I do believe the Giants defense is going to be very good. That's probably one of the better front sevens in all football when it's all said and done. The Giants have some players up front, enough that they can keep this team in games. Now, they'll probably be in a lot of games that they end up losing because they don't have enough players on the offensive side of the ball to really make a difference and you don't really trust Russell Wilson to win a ton of close games. But that said, the back end of their schedule softens up. And I'll tell your audience right now, and I've been saying this for weeks, best bet of week 1 is Giants plus 6.5. And I would split a unit bet between the Giants plus 6.5 and the Giants money line because they may be able to steal that game in Washington. Washington's going to be so overhyped for that game, and they are so overvalued this year.
That's why I wanted to like the Cowboys this year, but now without Micah, I can't do it. I just want to fade the Commanders.
Yes, and I would fade them in week 1. I tell you, half unit on the Giants plus 6.5, half unit Giants.
Yeah, I mean, 90% of actions, 100% going to be coming in. Kenny Clark is going to the Cowboys.
Week 1 win, my over 4.5, I feel like is essentially locked up by week 1.
This sounds like a little bit too much Giants. I'm actually shocked we're not getting any Braves today. Mark Zinno is coming on to talk some Major League Baseball, and then we'll dive into college football. Phillies, minus a half a run. Why?
Because they just got swept by the Mets and they're back home, and they should pound Cal Quantrill, whose ERA is higher than a college student on peyote. They should be able to get to him at home. You look at the big bats in this Phillies lineup in the career against Cal Quantrill, who was both with Miami and Colorado prior to this. They banged him around. They have a collective team OPS of 925 against them. So I know Aaron Nola's not good, and this is like a great Yerfie game, by the way, although the juice is way too high. But I assume somebody will score a run in the first inning in this game. But I just trust the Phillies enough here at home with their bats to be able to jump all over Quantrill and get an early lead.
College football. It feels like tonight. I know week 1 really feels like it starts on Saturday, but it feels like we are in the actual official week now of college football. I know week 0 is fun. Week 1 really feels like it starts tonight, especially because I have the North Carolina roots. We just had former ECU quarterback Holton Ahlers on, and now we've got ECU-NC State tonight at Carter Finley in Raleigh. You're laying 13.5 with the Wolfpack. How are you laying double digits in this quote-unquote rivalry game?
Well, first of all, it wasn't a good week 0 if you were your friend Kelly in Vegas. Our friend did not have a good time.
Don't worry. I got that phone call, and trust me, no one wanted that call.
I bet the first half under in that game, so I was pretty happy. But nonetheless, yeah, NC State minus 13.5. Look, Dave Doran, for the first time in 5 seasons, didn't win 9 games last year. And this is revenge as revenge ever gets for what happened in the Military Bowl last year. You heard your friend talk about it. They won the game last year. It was like an 85-yard touchdown run with 90 seconds left. There was a brawl in the middle of the game. And NC State now is going up against an East Carolina defense. Your friends seem to downplay the Pirates defense, which returns only 2 starters from last year. NC State brings their quarterback back and 8 other players on the offense. The total in this thing is 61. It's all correlated. I got NC State team total over 37.5. I'll lay the 13.5 here. This is going to be a quick shootout. My guess is this ends like 40-24. That's what
I'm also hearing, and I wasn't going to put Holt in that situation, but there was a lot of drama in the last couple of weeks in Greenville with some coaches. I'm not diving into it because I don't want to ruin my relationship with the team because I know the team well. But I know that there's been a lot of drama, and I know that there's still drama that they're dealing with. There's just an investigation going on.
There was too much purple he was wearing in his talking points. I mean, not to disparage the young man. I know you're friends with him and everything. It seemed like it was.
No, I'm not saying this about Holt. I'm saying I wasn't going to ask him about this because I didn't want to put him in a bad situation.
Right.
But I know that the coaching staff, Holt's not on the coaching staff. Holt's not in the picture anymore. He just does media. But the coaches, there was some drama there, and it was a distraction for the team. So I have a big problem with taking points with ECU this week just because of the revenge spot. They're at Carter Finley, the drama off the field.
Yep.
First-year head coach, no longer interim, and Blake Harrell. So I have a lot of question marks around this ECU football team. NC State, like Holt said it correctly, they cannot lose this game. Dave Doran cannot lose this game because NC State fans already wanted Doran's head. They're really going to want his head if they lose to ECU, who is like the ugly stepbrother of the Carolina schools. And I hate to say it that way, but they are. And that's why it means so much more to the ECU fans. The NC State fans just assume they're going to win today. Yeah.
And the other part of it too, again, is that, I talked to a couple of people this morning. The over got hit heavy by a bunch of short groups this morning. And the over money has been coming in all week long, which only favors NC State. They have the better, more competent offense here. And look, I would tell you, like I said, it's all correlated in the sense that I do kind of feel like ECU can get to 20 or in the low 20s, which means NC State has to get in the 40s to really cover this thing. So if you're not comfortable laying the 13.5, I certainly understand that. I endorse NC State team total over 37 and a hook. I also played that as well, but I'm willing to lay the 13.5 in case the game late slows down, the pace slows down. The Wolfpack here with the revenge factor on top of it. That stuff matters in college. It's not so much the NFL, but the revenge factor. These kids all remember what happened to them the last time these two teams played. So give me the Wolfpack here tonight with minus 13.5.
At 8 p.m. Eastern time, we've got Houston laying a big one, 22.5 against Stephen F. Austin, who is a really good Cinderella basketball school. So for football, Houston minus 22.5. How come this number is not too daunting?
Because, here's the thing with the Cougars. First of all, they returned 15 starters, 8 of them on offense. They got a brand new quarterback in Connor Wegman, who was once the 5-star recruit that was supposed to set the college football world on fire, change the scenery from A&M. And the second year of Willie Fritz. If you guys remember Willie Fritz from Tulane, what did that offense do? Points, move. This is a Cougars team that is stacked up front on the offensive line. They have playmakers on both sides of the ball, particularly at tight end, and they have good running backs. that they've brought in. So this is just about a kind of like real matchup here, Ariel, where the athletes for Stephen F. Austin just don't match up. Like they're going to be clearly overmatched here. I tend to bet bigger numbers and favorites in weeks 1, 2, and 3 of college football, and then I start flipping at Dog City. But that's the reason why these games are all tune-ups, right? Like Houston should win this thing by 30. Stephen F. Austin shouldn't really score more than 10 or 13 points in this game, and Houston should be in the 30s. Like it should be that easy when it comes to it here. So this is a spot here for Houston opening up at home. They returned 7 starters on defense. Last year they only gave up 22 points a game. This is still a really good defense. And they only gave up 5.1 yards per play last year. It's going to be a long night for Stephen F. Austin. Houston should roll here.
So no Cinderella like their college basketball team. Miami of Ohio, you're going very niche here. First half team total under of just 6.5.
I mean, look, a couple of things here. The under in this game is really the play as well. And 7 of the last 8 times that Wisconsin has played a non-conference game, they've gone under. This is not a Wisconsin offense I trust to lay points. I just don't, right? Like I don't. They are not a team that I want to an offense that I want to back. Period. That said, this is a Miami of Ohio offense, Ariel, that returns 0 starters, none, not a single one from last year. This is still a Wisconsin defense that will rule the day. Camp Randall, one of the toughest places to play, 9 o'clock start, under the lights. This is going to be a very daunting task for the Red Hawks here against a competent, smart, strong defense. As long as something quirky doesn't happen, as long as I don't get a stupid blown coverage and a guy gets the 65-yard touchdown pass, as long as Wisconsin doesn't turn the ball over inside their own 20-yard line. Like, in reality, if Miami gets 5 offensive possessions in the first half, which I don't think they'll do because what does Wisconsin do? Run on offense. They'll eat the clock up, right? If Miami gets 5 offensive possessions in the first half, do you think they're getting in field goal range on 3 of them? Nope. I don't know that they score 10 points the entire game. I mean, this is as tune-up can be. Again, this is why you look at like teams and how many starters they return at the beginning of the year. It will take this offense 3 to 4 week Miami of Ohio's offense to get their legs underneath them, running a whole entire new set of guys. It's a bad recipe. I know this is a little exotic, and there's certainly ways you can look at that and go, this is going to go wrong, but little sprinkle here for me on this little exotic bet.
We are 2 days away, but we do have week 1 coming up on Saturday. I know a lot of people in the chat, they still want the big games, even though then they complain that you're only giving out the big games. We're going to give out some big games. What caught your eye on the board for the big Saturday slate?
Texas, Ohio State, first half under. Like, think about this objectively. Brand new starting quarterback at Ohio, and a quarterback who's got more pressure on him than you could imagine in Arch Manning getting the starting job for real. Last time I checked, these were 2 of the top 5 defenses in the country last year that are still going to be really, really good. Both of these coaches are smart enough not to give the game away being over-aggressive early and putting their young quarterback at a disadvantage. So what is that going to do? It's going to slow the pace down. They're going to keep the offense conservative. They'll take checkdowns, take underneath stuff, and make sure that they don't make the first mistake. Trust these defenses to go. Trust these defenses to be good. And guess what? We take the first half under.
How much is this game going to be reliant on Arch Manning and his Heisman odds?
I'm actually hoping, like, from the standpoint of Arch Manning's Heisman odds, it's a very mediocre to below average performance for him. Watch that number drop to about 9-1 and then hit it, right? It's no point to taking it now. When you can get other guys that are equal value, as far as their talent level and what do you call this concerned, at a better price. So I would hope that it's a little bit of a lackluster performance and that the odds come down. The one other game that I have circled on my card, I'll lay the 4.5 for Clemson. I mean,
okay.
I don't think we know. I think we're still undervaluing how good Clemson's going to be. Like, if I had to say somebody for not a Heisman candidate right now, Cade Klubnik would get my money. Like, that's the guy that I believe.
Well, they have the home field. They'll be at home up against LSU.
in the other Death Valley.
The other Death Valley.
But Klubnik is probably the most accomplished of everybody on that Heisman list. I mean, look, he came back for his senior year. He's been there forever. Like, that stuff matters when the same quarterback has been there that long. This will be an offense that's going to put up points. And I know LSU's defense has improved, but, go back to the last 2 years. It was really bad. It got better last year. I mean, how much did Brian Kelly recruit on the defensive side of the ball? We'll find out. But I still think that the better team at this point in time, by margin, is Clemson. Do you really see LSU going in there and winning this game without Clemson sort of handing it to them? If Clemson doesn't beat themselves, I don't think LSU can beat them. And I think Brian Kelly is an excellent coach. I think he's a great schemer. He's a good X's and O's coach. But I just don't know that right now that Nussmeier and that LSU offense rank above Clemson's.
Well, Clemson's at home. They get to set the tone on the year. You kind of know going into it that your rest of your conference sucks. So this is your big statement game. Then okay, we start out really strong. The rest of our year shouldn't be too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson to win the AC. Well, okay, first, before we get to that, Earl Burton asked first, USF +5 and under 62.5. What are your thoughts?
Number came down from 5.5. I mean, listen, I don't want to lay 5.5 or 5 with Boise at this point in time, despite the fact being a better team. Look, and here's the thing too. That's weird because that game starts at it started at like 5:40, right? It starts in like 15 minutes. Is when that
5:30, starting in 3 minutes.
Weird start time. Like if this was a 7:30 at night game, I'd be all over USF. It's just a weird window for them to be in. But I agree with you. The under is what I would take. The only way this thing goes over is if USF pushes into the high 20s, low 30s. And I don't know that their offense is competent enough to do it. So yeah, I lean under as well.
I love how it always is 5:30 when my parents leave that my dogs go crazy. It's always 5:30 every single time. I don't know why. My parents just left for a wedding, so I don't have anybody to help me anymore. So apologies to everybody on the dogs potentially barking. Clemson to win the ACC. Are you that confident?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're getting a ton of value with that,
No.
As far as the price is concerned. You're better off with Clemson, in the realm. If you could find a, realm within the playoffs, Clemson to be the Final Four, make the championship game or whatever. I assume that their odds to make the college football playoff are a lot heavier than they are just to win the ACC. By the way, can I give you one more bet that I love for week 1 of college football?
We will take anything you've got.
Georgia Tech team total over 27.5 at Colorado. Undervalued Georgia Tech team. Undervalued Georgia Tech team. Haynes King is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country.
You're not one of the first to come on the show. Someone else came on the show and gave out Georgia Tech just like season long. They said
I would sprinkle Georgia Tech to win the ACC for a goof.
That's crazy.
Why? I mean, the schedule is really favorable. They are a team right now that offensively is going to be one that could put up 40 points a game. They're going to be undervalued. They don't have, their defense probably still needs a little help. Tyler Santucci, who was the defense coordinator at Duke, took their defense back 1 year. And then he went on to the NFL to go coach for the Ravens, I think, right? Isn't that where Tyler Santucci is? I think he's a linebackers coach for the Ravens now. So they get Blake Gideon from Texas as their defense coordinator. They've got some work there, but they get Clemson at home in week 3. Like if we assume that's the loss, their next toughest game on their schedule is Georgia. And it's the final game of the year that won't matter. Like their ACC schedule is cakewalk. Going to Wake Forest may be a little bit tough, but it's Duke, NC State, and Boston College on the road. I mean, where is the Virginia Tech, Syracuse, and Pitt at home? Like that smells like 9 wins to me and a trip to the ACC title game.
You have to think outside of Clemson, obviously there's going to have to be somebody else who makes it to the ACC title game. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing a lot of Georgia Tech. Obviously no one's going to want to put their money on UNC to do much, but what is your outlook on UNC and their new head coach, Bill Belichick?
What's their win total? 7.5, I think. I would take them to 8 wins. I would take over 8 wins. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why all of a sudden we think Bill Belichick can't coach. Like, that's a weird pivot to me.
It's very different.
I get it's different, but
you're limited on your practices. You can't maybe be as mean.
I get it. but it's Bill Belichick and it's football. Like, I mean, if I said to you, Joe Torre had to go manage baseball right now, would you doubt that he could do it?
No, and that's why the Cincinnati Reds were one of the most bet on teams for futures this year because it was Tito Francona.
Same thing. Like, I just, Bill Belichick didn't forget football. He didn't stop learning how to coach. So they're going to be fundamentally sound. Do they have the horses in the barn, Ariel? Like, do they have the athletes?
It's just weird. They're playing Monday night, but.
Well, because it's Bill Belichick, that's why they're playing Monday night.
Right, of course.
Some other coach, they'd be playing Saturday at 12 o'clock in Chapel Hill.
Belichick without Brady.
No.
Hey, he wasn't really that good his last couple of years in New England.
Ariel, he dragged Mac Jones to the playoffs. Mac freaking Jones. Like, stop. He did it for 1 year. He can't do it every year. My God. Like, where do these I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult the listeners. Guys, that's an awful take. It is awful. Bill Belichick did not forget how to coach. Bill Belichick without Tom Brady did not forget how to win either. What happened is now, if you want to talk about Bill Belichick, the GM.
They're getting 3.5.
Okay, I get it. I don't love it. Like, I don't.
It's like you're getting 3.5 at home in a hyped up Bill Belichick game in your opener. Mm-hmm. That's a little alarming.
They're getting 3.5 because they don't really know what Belichick is yet. They're also getting 3.5 because this was a bad North Carolina team last year, that lost to UConn in their freaking bowl game. Like, it's not a stacked roster, right? It's not a roster and that's the thing. You're asking, what Belichick has always been good at is getting the most set of guys who are pretty average. He's going to have to do that this year. But college, you're right. That sense, college is different. We're talking about, thoroughbreds versus naggers.
We're talking about Bill Belichick, who put his players in the NFL in negative 40-degree weather in practice.
Okay.
You can't do that in the NCAA.
Sure you can. Just can't tell anybody about it. I mean,
yes. Well, that's why they say in college football you have to cheat.
I think one coach locked a kid in a closet at one point. So, I'm okay with 40.
Probably deserved it. It's fine. These kids today, they don't understand.
What I do to my kids.
They're in the military. They don't understand.
Toughen up, Buttercup.
Toughen up, Buttercup. Mark Zinno, thanks as always for coming on the show. Appreciate you and all your plays for today. We'll probably catch you next week because we've got NFL coming up and we need your takes. See you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
We are waiting on Coach, obviously, but it is kind of my fault today. I told Coach to come on at 5:30, and then I found out Holton was going to come on, so I said Holton might come on at 5:30, so Coach could come on at 5:40. Then I told him Holton came on earlier so that he could come on at 5:30, and he said, nope, 5:40. So it's kind of my fault today. We're waiting on Coach coming on at 5:35, 5:40 to break down the WNBA card. Before we get to plays for today, guys, gave out 2 winners this afternoon. If you weren't paying attention, you lost out on some money. Over 4.5 hits for Garrett Crochet hits at -135. That was a 105 game against the Orioles. He gave up 6 hits. And Kyle Freeland also went over his 3.5 Ks. I saw it won, but I have to see how many he ended up with because I forgot to check. All I saw was that it was a winner. He had 6 strikeouts, Kyle Freeland. Let's go. So we went 2-0 on pitcher props this afternoon, which is why I have 0 pitcher props for tonight. We only have 4 MLB games tonight. So it's really not that much. So I am going to some hitter props. And where's my basketball? Wow, I won. We're going to get to basketball. Relax. I've got some WNBA that I'm going to run by Coach. I also have a couple of hitter props. I don't really have a royal lock for tonight because we already went 2-0 in pitcher props. I won't give out royal locks for WNBA or hitter props because I just don't feel confident enough. I like to give you out best bets, but hitter props are so fluky. I think for you guys who like to parlay and maybe you do like hitter props, then I give them to you. But I just think hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. So giving out a hitter prop is so fluky. Cattell Marte didn't even play yesterday or 2 days yesterday. So Cattell Marte, it's just so, it's hard. I've got a couple hitter props though anyway, and some WNBA props to get to, but we go 2-0 in those props today. I also have a giveaway and I'm going to upload this now. There's a way you could win without really having to win. So I've mentioned this before, and I'm telling you guys this first, then I'm going to post it to social. From now until September 23rd, if you subscribe to the props.cash website using promo code PropQueen, not only does everybody who uses promo code PropQueen get 50% off the first month of football season, you also then will qualify to get a free jersey of your choice. So on September 23rd, I'm going to give out the winner of the free jersey. You literally get a free jersey of your choice that props.cash and I will send you. But you have to sign up for props.cash using promo code PropQueen. And even when you do that, you get 50% off your first month of props.cash. So go sign up for props.cash using promo code PropQueen, and you will be eligible to win a free jersey, but you will be guaranteed 50% off your first month of football season. It's really awesome. You guys see me use it on the show all the time. It will cost you like $9, and you get access to NFL props, NFL season-long props, college football props, MLB props, WNBA props. Then they'll have NBA when the NBA season comes along. It gives you so much good information. Coach is going to start working with them probably in the NBA season. And I show you guys this all the time because I show you guys the graphics for props.cash like I do with the WNBA, like I do with hitter props. Super helpful for finding out how often these hit. You also could see the opposite side. Like I use it all the time for pitcher props. I see how often a pitcher has, like a lefty or a righty, has gone over against that specific opponent. Same thing for NFL. You'll be able to see how often a running back goes over his rushing yard total against certain teams. I think that's so super useful. So if you sign up for props.cash between now and September 23rd, using promo code PropQueen, you not only get 50% off the first month of football season, but you will also be eligible for a free jersey of your choice, which I will be picking the winner. So sign up because it's not fake. I am picking the winner of a free jersey of your choice to start off football season. So sign up, props.cash, promo code PropQueen. It's a great promo, literally $9.99 for the first month if you use promo code PropQueen to sign up. And you guys know I absolutely love this. Sean, you missed it. We talked about Micah Parsons' deal. We talked about it. They're getting what was it? They were getting Kenny Clark. I keep wanting to say Kenny Pikkit, but I know that's wrong. Kenny Clark is who they're going to be getting over in Dallas in return for their best player, Micah Parsons. I can't believe it. This is ridiculous. But anyway, he is here. And it is before 5:40, so we are taking the under on Coach James Young joining the show. Sean's going to be all happy now. Let's bring him on. Coach James Young, happy Thursday.
Hey, listen, I would have been there at 5:30, but someone.
I took the blame.
That's all right.
I took the blame before you came on. I said it's my fault.
Let me be professional. Let me take my hat off. How
it's
you
up
doing?
to you. Do you want to look 25 or do you want to look your age?
I mean, it don't matter if I wear the hat or not. I still look almost 49.
No, the backwards hat always makes people look younger. Like the backwards hat always is like, but see, I think it makes people look younger. Others will say you're like having a midlife crisis, but I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, hey, listen. Hey, Sean, number one, I'm still working on that thing for you. But I actually ran into a Jersey guy, Naz Reid, today. He had a basketball camp right before one of my training sessions, and God damn,
I've lost a few Naz Reid rebounds.
Big. Naz Reid is humongous.
I've lost a few of his rebound props. Thanks, Naz Reid.
No. You don't do that with Naz Reid. Naz Reid, you take points. Naz Reid, you take over threes. Lay off the rebounds with Naz Reid. Naz Reid gets buckets.
No, he does. He's actually a good three-point shooter. I like it.
It is good to be on with you, Ariel. It's always a pleasure. Happy Thursday. Hopefully you guys are gearing up for Labor Day weekend. But Coach is here, and Coach got some picks tonight.
Coach and I also agree on a player tonight. But let's start with these teams. Let's start with some teams. So first, we are going with Liberty, team total over 88.5. For a team that can't grab boards, why are we going with their over on points?
I know. You're like, wait, Coach, what are you doing? They've gone under 6 straight games, right? But let's see if Inescu plays. And that's going to be a big thing because she was questionable earlier today. Natasha Cloud's already out. They've scored 86 and 85 points in their 2 games versus the Washington Mystics. The 2 games, when they scored 86, they had no Messiman and no Jonquel Jones. The other game, they had 85. They didn't have Messman, and they won by 22. So I expect the Liberty at this point to start to have to play better basketball. They almost blew the lead versus Connecticut. And at this point, you want to start playing better. You also heard a little bit out of Sandy Bordello's mouth, almost like maybe more minutes for Stewie. So give me over 88.5 points for the New York Liberty tonight versus the Washington Mystics.
Then you've got the best defense in the NBA, WNBA, Lynx laying 9. I just realized the TV in the next room is on. So while you explain why you like the Lynx -9, I'm about to go turn off that TV because it's very loud. So explain your reasoning for the Lynx.
Okay. Well, by the way, welcome to the Coach Young podcast. So, let's go ahead and talk about that. So Lynx -9 points tonight, guys. Listen, the Lynx are 3-3 against the spread the last 6 games. Remember, first game, the Chicago back 13-point win versus Indiana. Storm 1-4 against the spread the last 5 games. And obviously, look at the fact they just came off a 20-point loss. So I will go ahead and I will take the Lynx -9. By the way, I changed it to the Coach Young podcast. Oh, there's Puppy Dog barking again. So, yes, I took the Lynx -9 points tonight.
I know that you said it was your podcast, but what you forget is I still run the show and I produce the show from behind the scenes. So I could cut your ass real quick, Coach.
Whoa. No need to be snarky now. No need to be snarky.
You know I can't be snarky.
Yes, I know. Yes,
I am fired up today. I have dinner with Grandma tonight at the diner.
All right, time out. Everybody stop. I want to pull this up. The Liberty got a bunch of girls out tonight. Okay? So these are the players they have left. Maureen Johannes, Kennedy Burke, Leona Fibich, Brianna Stewart, Emma Messman, Harrison, Talbot, Gardner. So that means Anescu is out. Jonquel is out.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Don't. Abort! No. I said this to Rebecca. I said the thing, social media head of Sports Grid. I sent this over to Ariel a couple of hours ago. So that's why this is good that I'm getting it now. So Brianna Stewart has also had her minutes increase to 25. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at a couple of things here. We're going to actually play this live here on air. We'll go to props.cash when we get to the props because that's going to shift some things on how I'm thinking with the Liberty Live. But last game of the night, Mercury minus 12.5 versus the Sky. Fade them like a high top fade, which means I go against the Chicago Sky. Yes, I am. Minus 12.5, 4-1 against the spread the last 5 games of Phoenix Mercury. Sky, I know, not bad, 3-5 against the spread. Listen, 2 teams going opposite directions. 1 team's trying to get a 2 or a 3 seed. Remember, seeds 2 through 5 in the WNBA are separated by 2 games in a loss column. Most teams have 6 or 7 games left to play. And the Mercury have played the Sky twice. 1 by 16, 1 by 21. Late at 12.5 with the Phoenix Mercury tonight.
Let's get to those props, as you mentioned. So props tonight, you've got 3.
Yep.
Let me know which ones you want to go through on props.cash.
Yep. So let's go right to the first one. And I'm going to go right to props.cash myself. I got my iPad right here. And I'm going to pull it up here because I assume because of everyone being out, there's going to be major movement and changes in the props market, particularly for Emma Messman, whose points prop was at 9.5 earlier today. So let's go to WNBA. Let's go to points.
I beat you there.
What is it? Right? What is the points prop right now?
Well, props.cash says 9.5.
If that thing didn't move, you better jump on it. Okay.
Let me look on FanDuel, right? Hold on, they just unlocked it. FanDuel has 12.5.
Okay, it's because Sab is out and the Tesla Cloud is out. Okay, here's the thing: if you look at Messman, right, she's gotten to 10 plus points in every game except for 1, 9 out of her last 10. The Chicago Sky game was a throwaway game. Now,
should we take Sab and Ionescu out?
Yeah, take Sab out. I wonder. You know what? Let's play around with this for a second. Jonquel's out. Oh, Jonquel's out. No, take the 12.5. She's going to get Jonquel's minutes. They're going to play her and Stewie at the 4-5. And Stewie's at 25 or so minutes as a cap, according to Sandy Bordello. Obviously, a place I look for, guys, is Underdog WNBA. They do a really good job of kind of keeping you up to date with what's going on. So I'm going to go with over 12.5 MMS. Now, obviously, you're going to look at the stats here and say, the last 3 games, she didn't get over that. But remember, those were with 2 of those were with Stewie and Jonquel. No Jonquel tonight. She starts Messman over 12.5 points. Second one, you spelled it wrong because maybe I spelled it wrong. Dominique Malanga. Okay, know this name, folks.
You ended it with a V. I was a little confused.
Yeah,
but
well,
I went with it.
Listen, I'm a teacher. Don't fucking. But not an English teacher, so don't get.
Okay, we're gonna take the graphic off.
Okay, take the graphic off. So I will tell everyone. Dominique Malanga over 7.5 rebounds. Go to props.cash. Take a look. She's gone over and it looks like 5 out of her last 9 games. But when you go to props.cash and you move her minutes up to about 18 or so minutes, 18, 19 minutes, then you look at the fact that she's gone out of 4 of her last 6. 3 of those games, she's gotten double-digit rebounds. So look at Dominique Malanga. She is the rookie for the Seattle Storm, and she's starting to get more minutes. So go to rebounds there, Ariel, right there. Good. Take the minutes right there on there and move it up to about like 18 or so. Okay, see how they start moving? Once you start getting her minutes up, she starts going over. Okay?
She averages about 18 minutes.
That's about 18 minutes.
So her last 10 games.
She's starting to get more minutes, right? So because if you look at it, the person that's starting to get the minutes kind of shaved down a little bit happens to be Megaber. Megaber's been going down with her minutes. So that's one way I would look at it tonight, as I would look at Dominique Malanga. She's starting to, listen, she's not going to win Rookie of the Year, but this kid is uber talented. Right now, if you just look at her stats this year, you're like, oh my God, 7.5 points, 4.7 rebounds per game. But if you look at the last, like her minutes, right? The most minutes that this kid since basically the beginning of the month, 20, 21, 17, 25, 30, 13, 19, 18, 19, 30, 28, 24. Okay? In those games, I'm going to go reverse. 24 minutes, 6 rebounds. 28 minutes, 10 rebounds. 30 minutes, 9 rebounds. 19 minutes, 7 rebounds. 18 minutes, 7 rebounds. Folks, if she gets to 20 minutes, which she should, which she's gone the last 3 games, she should go over this mark tonight. Dominique Malanga over 7.5 rebounds tonight in the matchup tonight versus the Minnesota Lynx, in which she'll have to deal with Nafisha Collier.
So when I said that we agreed on somebody, we both agreed on Alyssa Thomas, and I'm going to pull her up because this is what...
She's on a heater. She is on a fucking heater. And
you looked at PRA. I was looking at points plus assists because the matchup she's getting, I mean, the Sky are terrible in points allowed. They're terrible in assists allowed, more so than rebounds allowed, especially because if you're going to get like Angel Reese on the floor, I don't know if she's playing, but I'm assuming she is, then maybe the boards aren't as tempting for me. But I know points and assists is something that the Sky have really been having trouble limiting, and Alyssa Thomas is your go-to there.
Yeah, and at one point I was going to go like double-double, and it was minus 260. And then I'm like, well, do I do triple-double at plus 240, plus 250? I said, that's just not enough juice for me. You know, you got to give me more than that. If it was at 3-1, I would have took a stab at it. But when you really think about it, you're going to look at the fact that Angel Reese is going to be on the floor as a negative in regards to her getting rebounds. I take it as a positive because that means Alyssa Thomas is going to be under the basket for the rebound because they have to play double barrel bigs. So when you look at earlier matchups versus Chicago, she had a triple-double, 10-10-10 in 30 minutes on Sunday, June 3rd. And if I'm not mistaken, that's an 83-67 win. And in that matchup, Angel Reese did not play. So she got 30, no Angel Reese on the floor, right? Then you go, nope, I'm not going to reset my computer. And then you go to, let me see if I can find another matchup. Another matchup, 11-8-3. That's 20. That's at 21 minutes. So here's the thing. The only concern, other matchup, 35 minutes, 10-15-7. That's where I think you may be on to something because it was 10.7 rebounds, 15 assists. So, yeah, there's different ways you could slice or dice it, but I think there's a way that she gets to 33.5 because I think she's looking at trying to win the MVP. Guys, I'm going to say this. I have this weird feeling I don't think Napheesa Collier is winning MVP.
Not playing enough games?
They were fucking great without her. They were really good without her. You know what I'm saying? And I know people think I'm crazy. People are going to look at what has taken place with Vegas in their 12-game winning streak as a reason why you want to put, obviously, Angel Wilson as the MVP. But if you look at it, Kalia Copper has missed, I think, 12 or 13 games. They just got DeWanna Bonner. Sabley's missed a couple of games. I mean, Alyssa Thomas is getting you 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 9.3 assists. Like, if she makes, too hard now, but she can make it, she can almost average a triple-double for the season. That's fucking wild. She has a WNBA record for most triple-doubles in a season already. I'm just saying, I still think there's a chance that she can get it.
I've got 2 other props for tonight that I want to run by you. Prop.cash. Thanks so much. Starting with Brittany Sykes.
Oh, time out, Sean. Pull what Sean said. Sean.
Oh, okay.
I know. Here's the thing. She has had a ridiculous year, right? And Angel's been great, and so has Fish. But like, if you look at Napheesa Collier, right? Napheesa Collier. Let me go to Minnesota Lynx real quick. They play tomorrow, right? No, they play Saturday. Minnesota Lynx play the Connecticut Sun. Here's the other thing. You got to remember this. How many games is she going to play down the stretch when they've wrapped up the number 1 seed? Where, the other teams are going for it. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all in that race, right? So the Minnesota Lynx have played 37 games so far this year, right? And Napheesa Collier has played in 27. I think, honestly, they may be either 8-2 or 9-1 without Napheesa Collier. So does that make that team most valuable? And yes, Sean, you're right. They are casuals, and Asia should not be devoted. If you look at sheer most valuable for her team, no one even thought Phoenix was going to win. Phoenix's win total, I think, was like 21, 22 and a half. They weren't even supposed to make the playoffs in some people's minds. I don't give anybody sense. I don't give a fuck. Alyssa Thomas is the MVP of the WNBA if I had a vote.
Well, there's value there, but clearly the books don't
fuck
know
the
what
books.
F the books. Who cares? You know what? Even if you lose, coach might pay you out for a win. Just go bet it.
I wouldn't go that far. But listen, if she's 60-1, I may put $10 on it tonight. I mean,
do it.
$10.
Do it. Put your money where your mouth is, coach.
What are you doing? What are you like? I'm 48, almost 49. Like I'm doing a fucking cake stand now, Ariel. What are we doing here?
You have your hat on backwards.
Well, listen, I feel like I'm 46
Don't
instead of
put
48.
$1 on Alyssa.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Sean, Detroit basketball. They're winning the Central. And now Max Strus is out. They are winning the Central. I have one even better. Ready, folks? The Central Division. It's going to be Detroit. Then it's going to be Cleveland. Then it's going to be Indiana. Milwaukee plus 162 to miss the playoffs. I'm telling you, they're not going to make the playoffs this year.
Hot take. Over from coach. We got to love it. I've got to ask you about 2 more things in the WNBA because I have run all my props by you. Brittany Sykes under 15.5 points plus assists.
You're going to get the best defense in the WNBA, right?
Mhm.
And Brittany Sykes' job is really to be more of a defensive stopper. You got to remember, Brittany Sykes having a career year this year hasn't really done a ton since coming over in the trade because, let's be honest, she's known for her defense. So I would go on to that. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Go
Then
ahead. What else you
Kiki. How do you
Kiki-
say her last name?
have? Iriafen.
Kiki Iriafen. I like her over 22.5 points plus rebounds because of the matchup that she has tonight. So I feel like because
She's not going against John Quell.
What?
Stewie is not as good of a defender nor is Messman inside.
and the Liberties suck at rebounding already.
Yeah. And
They've
they're
allowed the
missing
most rebounds per game this year. In the last 10 games, Ariafin's also gone over this in 6 of 10 matchups. She's averaging 25 points and rebounds a game. She's averaging 24.6 points plus rebounds in her last 5 road games. Leading rebounder on the Mystics. It just makes the most sense.
Well, you have to look at the fact that a team can't rebound and they're missing their best rebounder.
Yeah.
I mean that's all you need to know. And they also don't have a Naira Sabali who's their backup big. So it's going to be a lot of Messman, a lot of Stewie. Stewie's only playing 25 minutes tonight. That's why I think the Messman over 12.5 points is something you may want to lock in on.
Coach James Young, you're the absolute best. Thanks for joining the show as always. The backward hat looked absolutely great. You are 25 years old.
And I was early.
You were 538. I give it to you. You hit the under today, but you are still profitable to the over. Coach Young, we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, whatever. I love you guys. Peace out.
Oh, I cut him off. My bad. Okay. Sorry, Coach. I've got to get to 2 more things. And Sean Michael says, I love you, Coach. Everyone loves Coach. 2 hitter props for tonight. Everything else I think I got through. So these are the 2 hitters that I have my eye on in Major League Baseball for tonight's slate. There's not many games. Jurickson Profar over his hits, runs, and RBI is -120. He's on the road in Philadelphia. On the road against right-handers, Profar's averaging 2.3 hits, runs, and RBI. He's hitting .319 in his career at Citizens Bank Park in Philly. He's been on a tear. His last 2 weeks hitting .333. Over the last week, it's been .409 is his batting average. So Jurickson Profar is someone to look at. His over hits, runs, and RBI tonight. And then Jacob Marseille of Miami, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI for him. They're in Citi Field tonight. Marseille's averaging 4.2 hits, runs, and RBI on the road at night against righties. And against right-handers this year, Marseille is hitting .357. Through the last month, he's hitting .356. He is on a tear as well. So Jacob Marseille over on his hits, runs, and RBI tonight for the Miami Marlins at the New York Mets. And lastly, remember, giveaway! You can win a free jersey of your choice if you just join props.cash using promo code PropQueen. You are guaranteed 50% off your first month using promo code PropQueen if you sign up for props.cash. That means you get it through the first month of football season, which is going to be super helpful for everybody. You see how I use it for the WNBA. You see how I use it for Major League Baseball. Now you're going to be able to use it for the NFL and college football. It is props, props, props. So if you want props, go to props.cash. You've got to use promo code PropQueen. You get 50% off the first month of football season, and you can be eligible to win a free jersey of your choice. This ends September 23rd, so make sure to take advantage of it. Props.cash, if you get the 50% off using promo code PropQueen, will only cost you like $9 for the first month of football season. It is extremely helpful, and they're updating the app, which I think the update comes out this week. So it's going to be not only so easy to use, but they told me there's going to be even more things you can do to plug and play with. You already saw in the WNBA, you could do with or without certain players. You can also see how the numbers change when it comes to certain matchups. You could see how many running backs go over their rushing yards against certain teams, which I'm sure against the Cincinnati Bengals will be 85%. Check it out. Props.cash. Promo code PropQueen. 50% off your first month. On September 23rd, we are going to announce who wins a free jersey of your choosing to start off the football season. That's all I got for you guys today here on the Prop Queen Pod. I am super excited. We have college football tonight. Thank you to Holton Ahlers, former ECU quarterback, for joining the show, talking ECU-NC State, which starts in 1 hour. If you missed it, I'm going to be posting everything to YouTube, like literally as soon as I get off of air. Michael Parsons is officially a Green Bay Packer, which is insane. And Mark Zinno gave out his best bets. Coach gave out his best bets. So we got WNBA, college football, Major League Baseball. We even talked a little NFL with Zinno. All covered here on the show. If you missed anything, subscribe, like the YouTube page at Prop Queen Sports. It is all going to be posted there. And I break all the different guest segments up so that you could see all the different guest segments separately if you so choose. So you don't have to go through the entire show. Prop Queen Sports over at the YouTube page. Check it out. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be joined by Tom Vecchio to talk Major League Baseball and week 1 of college NFL. And we are going to be joined by the Superbooks, like literally the head of the Superbook, John Murray, my good friend, John Murray, coming on the show tomorrow. He's going to talk all things week 1 of college football, everything that they need over in Vegas, everything that you should know about all of Stanford Steve. I'll get Stanford Steve on. But John Murray is going to tell you everything you need to know from the books end of things tomorrow when it comes to week 1 of college football, and maybe a little sneak peek into the NFL coming up in week 1 next week. Good luck to your bets tonight, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy Thursday.